I've been part of C12 since 2015. About that time, I was looking for something where I wanted to get together with other business owners to get their perspective of what it's like.
What I like about C12 too, it caters to all different industries. And so you're in a room around a table from people in accounting to engineering to construction to restaurants, whatever it may be. I think what C12 is really good at is not only making sure the curriculum is relevant in a season where it probably relates to most, if not all of us in the room. It's also very grounded in business as a ministry, and it keeps us focused on why we do what we do.
So I grew up a preacher's kid, and my dad was a pastor the entire time that I was at home. I kind of realized I'm kind of in a very similar role to what my dad was. I don't preach every Sunday in front of my my team or my guests, but it's like a flock that God has blessed me with. You know, I've got my team that I'm responsible for in our business, but you know, I look at that as a ministry. They are my flock.
I think what's unique about our industry is the constant change in people that we see each season. And I think what we need as leaders is to wrap our minds around that. And C12 helped me with this, to say, okay, what is our purpose for people in their life while we have them for this season? And so if we can focus on the stewardship of their lives, how we care for them, the engagement that we have with them, then we're doing the Lord's purpose, and He can take them to whatever dream that He wants to do next. But C12 is the tool that we use to create discipline and focus around those goals. So
it's an opportunity for us to just speak positively into others, but also on the other side of why we do what we do, and doing it with excellence. And so as we deliver in our restaurant industry, as we deliver hospitality or the great food, and all those elements, understanding there's a bigger purpose of why we do what we do.
Leading people is hard, and everybody's different. And I think it's one of the biggest challenges anybody can have, because you can have systems, and that's great, but when you have over 200 people in your organization, you've got to learn how to love and serve people uniquely. And I think that goes to the very way that God uniquely leads us.
I came to work in the restaurant business after some time in corporate America and financial services. Well, one of the things in the transition that challenged me was I had gone from leading a small team of just a couple people to, in the food service industry, literally 100 people. And that can be challenging, and C12 gives me the tools I need to help lead not only those 100 people, but the 7 to 8 core leaders that I have that are working directly with those people. And how to do that in a way that develops them and keeps them focused on our mission, and which is to show care and glorify God.
When we get our team members, when we get our leaders out of this job space, and they can actually think and feel like they're a part of something that's impacting people, that's where you start making that jump from just a job to business as a ministry. And for us as an organization, you know, we have top leaders that their entire job is to think of business as a ministry, to think of how is what we're doing day in and day out that can be really mundane and get almost stale. How are we staying connected to that greater purpose? How are we staying connected to caring for people and actually creating positive impact on those who choose to come and dine with us or go through our drive-thru?
My sponsor came to me shortly after he started C12 and asked if I'd like to be a part of a group, the Key Player group. And I remember walking in and thinking, I don't know if I belong here. These guys have probably got it all figured out. You know, will I fit? Can I have a voice here? And I just remember them being very welcoming and I found a place at the table. 8 years now has been absolutely incredible, changed my life. I would say outside of my one-on-one time with my operator, that this is probably the most important time I spend every month working on the business.
For the better part of a year that I've been in C12, I have been a more confident leader. I have been a more spiritually grounded leader. And then personally, I have been more spiritually accountable to myself, to my husband, to my family. We have just really grown together from having this once a month guaranteed accountability with that group of people that are kingdom driven like you.
It's real easy just to get information or read a book or see a graph and go, yeah, that's a good idea. But if you don't actually do it, then what good is it? At C12, they will hold you accountable to, hey, you said you were going to use that. You said you were going to do this, did you?
When you sit around a table with 11 other CEOs, and we do a devotion, and you can talk about the Lord and your walk with the Lord, and then you can get into the weeds of your life. And if it's personal, then we talk about personal things. If it's business issues, we talk about business issues. But to have the time and the intentionality built around discussion and idea sharing that we can benchmark from each other, I think is valuable to my wife at home and to our business, and certainly the team members that we shepherd.
One of the first things we do each month is to review our balance wheel. I've never really heard of anything like that before. And it breaks out your life into key areas, and you grade yourself every month with the group, and you talk about your highs and lows.
And it's not just the professional side, it really looks at, we talk about things from how is our marriage going, how is fitness, how is fun, how is retreat, how are our personal finances. All those things are important, and at the end of the day, for us to steward all those things well. And so we're very intentional in diving into each one of those areas every time we get together.
I have a lot of colleagues that I interact with in my industry, but to actually hear some of the challenges that others face that are not in industry, some are similar, some are different, but it really makes you a more, I think, well-rounded business leader.
One thing it also reminds me is we're not alone, especially leading a business at a high level, and you've heard it's lonely at the top. When you can surround yourself with many colleagues from different industries who are going through life just as much as we are, and we're running a business at a high level, there's a lot of tension, a lot of stress, and naturally as leaders we can be drawn to try to solve those problems ourselves, which we all know how that ends, and inadvertently is not how Jesus even wants us to steward the business. And so as we think through that, it's really comforting to get in a room where we can surround ourselves with people who can see it from multiple angles.
It's always interesting to me that coming in, I can think that the curriculum on the business side maybe isn't super relatable to what I'm navigating day to day, and somehow by the time we're halfway through, there's an application for us. There's some way that this applies to the food service industry, to the customer service industry, to the people management industry. There's always a takeaway there. That has allowed my CEO and I to really step into those moments together, where prior to me being a key player, he was a CEO in C12 alone. And that was super beneficial to him personally, professionally, but the benefit of having a partner in the business that is taking this curriculum that one step further, that's getting it from ideation through to implementation, has been really crucial for us.
The beautiful thing about C12 is you've got time that day to listen to the Lord, to take those ideas, which are potential energy, and to move from potential energy to create movement in your business.
And to be able to be in there and share and be vulnerable, it has allowed me to foster and grow relationships with people that I probably would never have met, even though they live in the same city that I live in.
I can't give you an exact ROI on C12, but taking myself out of the business and dedicating an entire day to be reminded of what's truly most important, and then being called to actually apply that to what I do every day is crucial. This is more than just a restaurant. This is more than just a sandwich. This is more than just one guest. We really are connecting to a bigger purpose of care and of creating environments for people where they are welcome and comfortable, and hopefully that leads them to, ultimately see the kingdom through us.